wanted to explain what I thought were the best reading activities in the last 3 weeks' readings. My target audience is a high school um, ESL level 2 class. Um, I'm going to be teaching there on my next rotation in a week or two, and I spent some time there last semester on phase 1 internship and really enjoyed teaching high school. I particularly enjoyed the literature and composition class, which was made up of mostly 10th grade EL2s, um, and I will be teaching that class in a few weeks. So that's the audience that I have in mind when I'm doing a lot of this reading, because I'm going to have to create lesson plans and hoping to incorporate some of the things we're learning. So from the last few weeks' readings, I would say the things that struck me most were that I'd like to integrate would be definitely more explicit training in reading strategies, like especially skimming and scanning. I think those are really important, especially for high school students to learn. They have a lot of homework, a lot of reading, and I know from my own daughter, who's not an ESL, they come in just being used to reading every word, and you just don't have time for that. And a lot of academic reading, as they pointed out in the readings, a lot of jobs, you don't have time to do all of that reading. So scanning and skimming are definitely skills that I would spend more time teaching explicitly to my students. Um, Skimming activities, I really like the idea of using closed activities to show kids that, or adults that you can understand something without reading every word. I think that's something that is a great place to start, because I think that's the biggest fear when people come into this, that I'm just not going to understand it if I don't read every word. And I really in the Crandall readings, I thought that was brilliant, that to use closed activities to prove that you, in fact, can understand and not read every word. And in terms of scanning, I would use perhaps some kind of search quest, like a scavenger hunt type almost, to help them use the text to find answers quickly. And some of the pre-reading activities that we read in Crandall, to use the observation of the book, the title, the index, to look through headings, things like that, to learn how to scan better. Some of the during reading activities, underlining, highlighting, all the skills that they'll need in the real world and academic and on jobs, I think need to be taught more explicitly in school. And also I really enjoyed and would like to incorporate the extensive reading that we read about this week. I think a lot of schools are starting to incorporate independent reading activities to fill the gap when students may finish an activity before anybody else, or if there's a few minutes at the end of the day. I certainly see that in the elementary school where I'm teaching now. But I think that it can be used as a better tool to get kids to really enjoy reading, but also to check comprehension, I think, is an important task. The high school where I teach, the teacher does, for the composition literature class, that the kids get to choose from a stack of books every semester, sorry. So I think it's actually every quarter they get to choose, and they have the whole quarter to read the book, and then they're given a study guide that goes with the book, and they're given an assessment test at the end. I think that's a little more formal than what I would do. I like the idea that they get to choose from a stack of books, that they're leveled readers, or they're novels that have been created for ESL students, so they're more simple language, but still the same story idea. So they get to read some of the classics in a way that they can understand, which I think is great. I would probably I like the idea of book reviews, short ones that I would probably like to have a place on my wall in my classroom where I can hang the book reviews, so if other kids were looking for something to read, they could look there and see what their friends liked. It keep them short, but also a way of seeing whether the kids comprehended what they were reading, and get them to do a little writing activity, probably scaffolded, but definitely a reading activity, and a chart in the class to chart how many books we've all read. And I like the idea of the teacher being part of that too, so it'd be great. I would also contribute to that, and then also each individual having their own chart so that they can keep track of what they've read. So those are some of the things I really liked and would like to incorporate in my own classroom. And sorry for the late posting. I hope everybody's having a nice snowy day today and staying warm inside. Bye.